before I got into the music industry. I wanted to change that. And the only way I could change that, I had to have control or ownership. And so when I started researching the deals they have out there, I realized that Michael Jackson had the biggest deal. So I went to talk to Michael Jackson's attorney, and he told me to sit down and talk to him. I need $25,000.
Just to coach you, consult you.
That's it. So I started selling CDs out the trunk of my car, and I went to see him. I said, sir, I got the $25,000, let's talk. He said, well, the only deal you could get bigger than Michael, and Michael was getting like, I think, 27%. Wow. A record. He says a distribution deal. Where you get 85%, the record company gonna get 15%. But you're gonna need $200,000 marketing money. I said, man, I just gave you $25,000 for you to tell me I need $200,000 to get a distribution deal. But when I walked out there, that was the best investment I ever made.
Wow.
Because all I was thinking about, I need a distribution deal. I was no longer thinking of, I wanted the artist deal. And so knowledge, information, not being afraid to invest in yourself. I walked out of there, went selling CDs out the trunk of my car. I told y'all consistency, right?
And you weren't too proud
I
to do
hit
it.
every city, every hood, every community, selling CDs at $20 a CD. And then some of the places where I told you the insurance man would be at, where these guys had guns and was gang banging, whatever, I sold them $10 a CD. Like, I got a sale for you, man, here, $10. And so
50% off.
I end up saving up $300,000. So, and I got that from one of my grandmother's friends, Miss Irene. She was the A-bone lady. And so I watched her sell her A-bone out the trunk of her car, and I'd be watching her, right? She said, what you watching me for? You the police? I said, no, I'm watching you. I want to know what you be selling out your trunk of your car. She said, I sell my stuff and it's legit. And so I started thinking, I'm gonna sell my CD, it's legit. And so I hit the whole country and saved my money up. I'm in the hood, I got 300. I'll be watching my money, hiding it, putting it up, and then I went and got the deal, and I had to spend my own money for the marketing, for the distribution.
How much does it cost you to make the CDs?
I mean, think about it, right?
Because we're talking about the late 80s and 90s. The 90s.
So these CDs will probably get made up for 25 cents, 50 cents a CD. Record company end up selling it for $19.99. And so I was doing it on my own. I figured out if I'm gonna be an entrepreneur, I'll go print this stuff up myself and make it. But then the biggest thing in music is now, because I'm going hitting every city, I need a distribution. And so once I got that distribution deal, I made more money than the record company. That was the year I made Forbes top under 40. And nobody on the record label has ever done that before.
Wow. Yeah, make some noise, yeah. So, are you considered like the pioneer of going independent?
Maybe, but you know the internet, somebody gonna say, no, it was such and such, but maybe probably the most money made independently. I got my game, I want y'all to know, I learned the game from the Bay Area. I moved to Richmond, California. And that's why I opened up my record store there. So I learned the game in the Bay and brought it back to the South, and the rest was history. At that time, Tupac and Biggie Smalls was the biggest artist. And Tupac was putting records in my store on consignment. And he didn't understood, I mean, he couldn't understand that.
Distribution?
Yeah, well, he didn't realize, like, man, you're 19 years old, you own this store? I'm like, yeah, this is my store. It's like, man, come on. And so every artist from the Bay will start coming to my store. It was like, man, it's a young person that's thinking outside the box. And they started to support me, and that's how No Limit Records built up into the community.
Did you have like open mics? Did you have artists hang out in No Limit Records store?
Artists was coming from everywhere.
To go there.
To go there. And I was putting their products on consignment.
So this is before internet, this is just word of mouth.
Just word of mouth. I had a nice car, put my car in front of the store, people will stop, and they want to talk to the owner, and they see me, this 19-year-old kid. And so it's nothing but God. It's a blessing because I got that store. I want to tell y'all how I got that store, right? That's why I say stay humble and stay hungry. I'm colorblind when it comes to business. I've never been prejudiced because it was a white guy that helped me. So I had no money. I only had $500 when I moved to Richmond. Before my grandfather, I got the insurance settlement to where they was able to give me to $10,000. But I was already open. I only had $500. I was a basketball player. So I went looking because I seen this record store that sold like gospel and R&B. I said, no hip hop. So I said, I always find a problem when I start a business. So I found a problem. They had no stores selling hip hop. And so I finally found a building. I only had $500. And I called the number. It was this older white man showed up. And he said, well, what you trying to do, son? I said, well, I'm trying to open up a record store. He said, you have any money? I said, no, sir. He said, where you from? I said, I'm from New Orleans. He said, I'm from New Orleans, too. He said, what's your name? I said, Percy Miller. He said, a basketball player?
No.
I said, yes, sir. He said, what happened? I thought you being a pro. I said, I got hurt, sir. He said, well, look, I tell you this. If you fix this building up, I'll let you have it rent-free for a year.
You could talk to any landlord. You could talk to any, that was a divine appointment.
That's why I say when God has a plan
Come
for
on.
you, can't nobody stop it. So, and you have to make the sacrifice, you have to put the work in. I stayed in the back of the store till I was able to make up enough money with my family and get them into an apartment. So don't be afraid to take them steps and move and grow. Don't try to do it all at once. So I used to hide my car when I leave behind the back of the building. They think I'm going home, I go in the back of the store. So when people tell me they had it rough, man, I had it rough. I left the project. I had to sleep in the back of a store. I knew what I wanted out of life, so I had to make the sacrifices. But I told y'all about consistency. I kept my integrity. I kept consistency on the dreams and the goals. And every day I put something a little bit in, even when nobody could see it. Even when it looked like it wasn't happening. Even in the failures, I kept going. When everybody else quit and everybody told me, man, it's a bad idea, this is not gonna work. I'm like, no, I'm gonna build a real retail record store right here on this block in the hood, and that's what we did, no limit.
It happened. It happened. Amen.
Yes, sir.
Amen. Make some noise for that. Okay. Yes. Can I make a request?
Yes.
Field train us real quick. Pretend that I'm a new artist and you want me to sell CDs in the hood. What's my pitch? What's my script? How would you instruct me to do that?
You gotta believe in your music first. I can't do nothing for you. You have to believe in it because you got to be that salesperson. If you don't believe in it, I'm not gonna believe it. I'm gonna tell y'all the story, right? So in the Bay Area, I sound country. I don't sound like nobody. I got body. I'm in the Bay. I go to the radio station and the guy tell me, Pete, what song you have? I say, body. He say, bring me something else next week and I'm gonna play it for you. I come back next week with body. He said, I told you bring me something else. I said, yes sir, I'll be back next week. I'm gonna work on it. Come back, stand in the line. Say, what you have? I say, body. The guy said, if you don't bring me something else, I'm gonna let you come back next week. I come back next week. He said, what you have? I say, body. He said, I'm gonna play this one time just to get you up out of here. And I say, please, and let the people see what they think. He said, put it on, this body by Master P. People start, I like that body. He said, now I'm gonna have to play this. But imagine if I didn't believe in that. If I'd have brought him something else, he would have never played it. He'd have kept telling me no. So you have to believe in yourself.
Check. Step one. Step one.
Believe. And think about it, even though you have something different, that difference, it didn't sound like nothing out there, ended up being one of the biggest records in the world. Because it was unique. Because everybody could be the same. Think about it. You have to believe in, and you know that it's going to take a little longer. I knew it was going to take a little longer. No, I wasn't Tupac. I used to go on the road with Tupac. I opened up for Tupac, right? They used to introduce me as Mr. Peter Country Singer.
Humble beginnings.
I say, man, I'm from the South, but I'm not no country singer. I got hip hop music. So I had to get body with the older white guy that was introducing me. I said, look, bro, don't do that no more. I'm really from the streets. He was like, okay, well, what type of music? You from New Orleans, right? I said, yeah, well, just because I'm from New Orleans, I'm saying, like, bro, I got hip hop music. Have you heard it? He said, no, I just thought you was a country singer. And so, look, y'all, I had one fan. I did body. I don't know if the guy was drunk. He was bouncing, bounce. I left the stage, took a t-shirt to him. I said, you like it? He said, yeah, I love that, man. And I told my brother, I had my brother with me, right? And he laughed. He said, man, why you tripping? I said, you laughing at me? He said, no, man, I see like you really happy about this, but I think it's funny. I said, it ain't funny. He said, why? I said, I'm gonna turn that one in a million. I'm gonna turn that one fan in a million. I ended up selling 100 million records.
Bam! Bam! So just sheer unshakable faith, belief, and enthusiasm in your product.
Keep your word,
Okay?
and show up.
Love it. I'm going to transition before we wrap up. I want to talk about generational wealth. So if I say the word generational wealth to Master P, to the Percy Miller family, what does that mean?
Building family brands. That's generational wealth. That's what me and Snoop is doing right now, because think about it, right? We buy all these products. We think they're just great names. Gucci, Versace, all these brands. These are family names. Why we can't do that? Why we can't control these companies? Why we can't be the chairman of these companies? I don't want to be the president. The president is just the guy in the front. I want to be the chairman. I just got my first job to be the chairman of Lunch Court.
Congratulations. Awesome. Make some noise. Congratulations.
And let me tell you what Lunch Court is, right? Lunch Court is the arterial to Shopify. So when you talk about what Shopify was able to do, it's a $49 billion company right now.
Based in Canada, right?
Yeah, but they here. This is everybody. We all use that, right?
For sure.
We got better. We have technology that we are building, that we are changing the game, and we're growing. Because think about it, I started my business I couldn't market my brand, right? I put my t-shirt on homeless people in these communities. They ran around with these t-shirts. Now, we in the future, we have t-shirt on demand. We able to create and take your brand and your business to the next level. And I wanted my people to realize, that's why I say you're not gonna remember me from hip hop. You're gonna know that was a part of my journey. But now we able to be in technology. We're talking about changing the game. We're talking about being able to do stuff for entrepreneurs, because this company, Lunch Card, is catering to entrepreneurs. And being an entrepreneur, that means by any means necessary that you're gonna market, promote, grow your brand, be able to buy product online. It's an ecosystem that we're dealing with now. When you think about everything is on the internet. People want to get their stuff fast. They want to get it now. And we're able to cater to that shopper, able to cater to that person that want to create their own companies and build their own brands and market it. And now you don't have to go to Shopify, you go to Lunch Court.
That's it. You guys, you heard it. Okay. So, it wasn't too long ago where